in DC since the COVID precautions have been lifted. So if you're coming out, be prepared for, as usual, a spectacular fireworks display. As always, there's going to be some security precautions in place and things that you need to keep in mind when you come out, and we'll fill you in on a little bit of that and hopefully make your day a little easier.
Absolutely. We got a little bit more time than usual live here to here, so we can kind of walk through it all step by step. But let's talk about the fun stuff first. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you were saying a lot of people expected today. How many people do you think are going to be out here on the mall?
Somewhere between a dozen and a million. The 4th of July is so contingent upon the weather as far as the crowds. Hazy, hot, and humid, and thunderstorms, we don't get as many. Cooler temperatures, going to get some more. This is a once every 10, 15 years kind of day. I mean, every year we're out here and it's 95 degrees and we're schwitzing like Airedales and, just saying, well, one of these years we're going to get a cool day. This is the year.
We got it.
Temperatures in the low 80s, low humidity. It's going to be a great day to come out, spend some time on the mall, and get ready for those fireworks. So I think we could see a crowd today.
Yeah. Thousands, maybe tens of thousands?
Tens of thousands, probably even, 100,000 or more.
And just the fact that we can say that, and you can even say it kind of casually, there's going to be a lot of people. Huge change from this time last year, diametrically opposed, right? I mean, just to talk about that journey from this time last year to this time right now.
What a year, what a difference a year makes. This time last year, we did have fireworks for the 4th, but we were actively encouraging people to stay home, watch it on TV, enjoy it virtually because of the pandemic. Here we are a year later, no masks, vaccines are up, numbers are down, and we are thrilled to sort of welcome everybody back to the National Mall after 15 plus months of pandemic precautions.
I know a lot of people are excited to come out, myself included, and for people like myself who are going to be coming out tonight, to have a safe, smooth journey, a smooth time, and really be able to enjoy it without any hassle, without any unneeded hassle. What's the security protocol going to look like? What are the logistics people need to know? What are the areas maybe that people need to avoid? Just walk us through all that.
Well, it really looks like any other 4th of July as far as the security and the logistics and things like that. There is a secure area that starts at 14th Street, goes west to the Lincoln Memorial. So if you want to watch the fireworks from the Washington Monument grounds or the Lincoln Memorial steps, be prepared to pass through one of half a dozen access points. Probably going to be some lines, going to get a bag check going through, plan a little extra time for all that. East of 14th Street, if you want to watch from the mall panels or down by the Capitol, no fencing, no security, no checkpoints. Spread your blanket out on a patch of grass, set up, and get ready for a great show.
Absolutely. And as far as parking goes, obviously on any day, parking near the mall is extremely limited, but today there are some extra limits in place, right? There are some roads that are going to be shut off.
Parking is always a tough go in around the mall, doesn't matter what time of year. Today, of course, with the fireworks, with the security zones, lots of street closures in place, so don't attempt to drive down here and think you're going to find a parking spot, in front of the Air and Space Museum like you normally do. So many of the roads in the immediate vicinity of the mall are closed. Rest of them, because of the closures, traffic's going to be heavy, parking's going to be at an absolute premium. Take Metro, take Uber, use Capital Bike Share, public transportation to get yourself here and home. It's going to make your day a whole lot easier.
Absolutely. And let's talk about that fireworks show too, for people who maybe haven't seen it at all, or maybe have just seen it on TV or online. What's it going to look like tonight?
We are really excited that we have the largest fireworks show in the nation this year, bar none. So our friends at Garden State Fireworks are producing the show. This is the 9th year in a row they've done the National Mall Show. They did the inauguration show that people are still talking about. 4th generation, family-owned company. They date back to 1890, and they have put together a show that may almost literally knock your socks off.
Wow, it's a long one too. This isn't one of those. And no shade on anybody's fireworks show. Any backyard fireworks show is a great one, but this is not that. This is going to last a long time. It's going to be a full-on production, right?
This is not the 5-minute, end of sporting events. Yeah, a couple sparklers on the roof of the Lincoln Memorial. Nope. 17 and a half minutes,
wow.
Shooting from both sides of the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool, sort of the traditional launch site that we're back there after a couple years away. So yeah, depending on where you're set up, you see the fireworks with the Lincoln Memorial in the background, or if you're facing the other way, you've got the Capitol and the Washington Monument as a backdrop. That to me is what makes it so special and so unique. You know, you can go anywhere tonight and see fireworks, but you can't see them framed around these iconic national memorials that we have here on the National Mall.
No, you absolutely can. When you talk about the National Mall, there was a bit of an unexpected, I don't want to call it a big hiccup, but a baby-sized hiccup on Thursday. We had that rough weather roll through D.C., tornado-warned storms. How big of an impact did that have? I know at the very least sent some fences flying, knocked over some porta-johns. There was a little trees down. There was a mess out here. Did that affect what's going to happen tonight?
Not at all. I mean, it knocked us off our schedule for a few hours. We had lots and lots of fencing down. Of course, the fencing is all interconnected, so one panel goes over and everything on the rest of the block goes with it. We had about 150 of our porta-johns that were flung about, knocked over, tree limbs that were down and broken, but all hands on deck the next day. The fencing was back in place. The porta-johns were reset by about 2:30 that afternoon. So going forward, everything's fine. Best news, the fireworks were completely unaffected by the storm. So, yep, all full steam ahead for tonight.
I'm sure that was a worry. You see the big rain, big wind coming through. You got to think, oh gosh, that would be the worst case scenario, right? Thank goodness.
We started to see the pictures come out of the damage, and you know, I just had these visions of coming in the following morning and seeing all the fireworks shells floating in the reflecting pool. Right. But not their first rodeo. So the racks and the tubes that they shoot from, they are anchored well into the ground. They cover them with tarps every night to keep any rain or moisture out. All of that held. Yeah, didn't have to do anything out there.
Full steam ahead.
Full ahead.
Excellent. Let's talk once more for folks who may be just joining us now. Let's hit the most important stuff, which I think is the logistics for tonight, and then go a couple more minutes, and then we'll send it back to the website here. But real quick, once again, the logistics for people coming out tonight. What do people need to know?
Secure area, starting at 14th Street. If you want to watch from the Washington Monument grounds or Lincoln Memorial, it's a fenced-in area, half a dozen access points. Expect bag check, maybe some lines to get through. East of 14th Street, no fencing, just spread your blanket and get ready. Prohibited items apply inside the secured zone or outside the secured zone. No alcohol, no glass containers, no personal fireworks. Nothing that should come as a surprise if anybody's been down to the mall before. All of that information, all the current information and updates, nps.gov/FOJU for 4th of July.
FOJU, very nice. I never heard that one. That's a good acronym. Maybe the most important thing, when is the show tonight? When does it start?
9:09 and 30 seconds for those that want to be absolutely precise.
Probably shouldn't wait till that moment to be, coming down.
9:09 and 10 seconds. Let's head down and see. But it's precisely timed because it's timed for the PBS broadcast, the Capitol 4th concert. Tradition, I think this is their 41st year. It is not taking place on the west lawn of the Capitol this year. It's all been pre-recorded, but it will be broadcast locally on WETA, on PBS stations across the country. So if you can't get down here, that's a perfect way to enjoy the fireworks from home.
Absolutely, and lots of coverage across all platforms. WSA is going to be on it tonight as well. We'll be covering throughout the evening. Last thing for you, Mike, most important thing maybe is just, we talk about logistics, we talk about parking, where you can go, where you can't go. That's important stuff in a day-to-day sort of sense, but if we zoom out a little bit, we were having a very different conversation this time last year. Last year, National Park Service was urging people not to come out in person, to watch online because of concerns about COVID, obviously, very reasonable. This year, we're not doing that. We're inviting crowds out here. You're inviting crowds out here. No masks. The COVID vaccination rate's getting up to it's continuing to go up and up and up. You've been a part of the Park Service for a long time. You've got real deep DC roots. For you to see this all happening now, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, I think my first fireworks on the mall was 1976 for the Bicentennial Show. My first working for the Park Service was 1983. So I mean, and the last 7 years, years before that even. So seen a lot of shows, but today feels a little bit different. It's sort of a, for 15 months we've had events, but as you say, we did them virtually, or we cautioned people to stay home. Today it feels like the city's back. We are welcoming people, encouraging them to come down. Sort of DC's official announcement that we're back and we're open for business.
What a day to do it. What a day to celebrate, right?
Absolutely perfect weather out today.
All right, that is, again, that is Mike Litterst from the National Park Service. That fireworks show going up all over the National Mall. It's going to be down by the Lincoln, but you'll be able to see it all across the city. Mike can confirm. Most importantly, it starts at 9:09 tonight. Happy 4th of July, everyone. Just got to double check to make sure it's down.